Okay, and let's get going. Volume is actually easier than surface area. We're finally going to use the inches cubed, meters cubed, centimeters cubed, because when you're filling the item, you have to fill it with cubes in order to fill it up. Otherwise, it doesn't fill. When we did surface area, it was two-dimensional. They're actually labeled like covering it in squares to cover it, but you need cubes to fill it. That was the wrong button. All right. So we're going to start with prisms again. Same as yesterday. They have parallel bases. The base is the weirdest shape of the group. The lateral faces are the rectangular faces. This time I arranged the rectangular prism and the triangle prism in the correct orientation. So the bases are actually where we think of bases being, the top and the bottom. The volume of the prism is the amount of space it will hold. It is the product of the area of the base, which is denoted with a capital B, and the height of the prism. So super easy. Area of the base times the height. Because what that does is it takes the whole base and it just shoots it all the way up the height, and you get your volume that way. All right, so let's do this example. Try to find the volume. We're going to do area of the base times the height. Capital B will always denote area of the base. Was that a text comment that I didn't see or no? No? Okay. Area of our base is a 6 by 7 rectangle, and our height is 20. It looks like length times width times height, and that may be the formula that you're familiar with for volume of a prism. Length times width times height. That works great only for rectangular prisms, though. If the bottom's not a rectangle, we can't do length times width because that doesn't give us the area of our rectangle. So if the formula you memorize should be area of the base times the height, then that's more universal. All right, so we're going to do 42 times 20. So we have 840 meters cubed, or cubic meters. 840 cubic meters. Questions there? Okay. Volume of a cylinder is done the exact same way as volume of a prism. Area of the base times the height. Thinking about it in the vertical orientation. They wrote a different formula, but area of the base times the height still works because they just put pi r squared in for area of the base because it's a circle. That's the formula for the area of a circle. All right, so we'll do area of the base times the height. Area of the base is pi r squared. Height is 8. Radius is 2. I've got 32 pi cubic centimeters. Okay. Those are like the two easiest examples I could possibly give you. I want to do another one that's not on here. I don't really want to do a pentagonal one. Give me a minute. Prism. How about trapezoid? That won't work. Copy. Arg. Sorry. Here we go. You don't have to write this down if you don't want to. You can just kind of follow me. But here we have a trapezoidal prism. And the formula for it is still going to be the same. It's going to be the area of the base times the height. Move it up a little bit. Is the base the rectangle or the trapezoid? Listen, it's the trapezoid. It's always the weirdest shape. The base is the weirdest shape. So our trapezoid is our base. So I can draw that separately to help see it. I got a height of 4. This bottom base is 6. And the top of my trapezoid is also 4. All right, so the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the height times the bases added together. Because we're really finding the middle base. We're finding this side that is middle, so that it has the same formula as a rectangle. So let's see, our height is 4. So it's 1/2 times 4 times 10. So the area of our trapezoid is 20. Okay, so I'm going to take that area of the base, times it by the height of the prism, which in this case is 9. That trapezoid slides up 9 feet. So the volume for this shape is 180 cubic feet. I wanted to do an unusual one so you can see that the area of the base times the height formula will work. The area of the base is often the hardest part to find. Brady, are you doing okay just typing? I noticed you don't have a touch screen today. There's still a couple people writing this down, so I'll wait. Any questions on that one while we're giving everybody a minute? Cody. Yeah. Because I messed up. No, it's supposed to be a 3. Volume is always going to be cubic. Area, surface area, lateral area, always squared. Okay. Volume of a pyramid. This slide is just about what a pyramid is. We know it's a polyhedron. It comes to a point at a vertex. The volume formula is very similar to volume of the prism, except we're going to multiply it by 1/3. Because our base doesn't go straight up the whole thing, it gets cut. Triangles got cut in half. Pyramids get cut in thirds. But the main formula, area of the base times the height, remains the same. Just got to divide it by 3 at the end. Okay. All right. 1/3 area of the base times the height. They gave us a nice, easy one. The base in this pyramid is a what? Melissa? It's a square. It's a 10 by 10 square. The area of our base is 10 times 10. Oh, Jordan, I'm sorry, I took your desk. You sit in the middle for today. I just grabbed the closest one to the front. And then we have a height. Okay, this wasn't as easy as I thought. The 13, where is that labeled? To me, it looks like it's that side. Which makes this a much more difficult problem. If it were just the height, if it was labeled in here, well, I would just multiply by 13 and we'd move on. But if that height is 13, we have to find the vertical height. There's no way. Draw a line for me, because we can't do it the way it is. I mean, we could, but it'll be really bad numbers. I'm assuming they meant slant height was 13. And then this would be a little right angle here. So we want that slant height, because it's a nice Pythagorean triple if I do that. So we're going to make the slant height 13. So then if I highlight this triangle here, the 13 is that side. The height is the side we're trying to find. And this long side is, or short side, sorry, it's going to be 5 because it's half of the 10. Okay. So then this is a nice Pythagorean triple. 5 squared plus h squared equals 13 squared. H ends up being 12. 5, 12, 13 is a triple. So now we can deal with it. 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. 1/3 times 120. I've got 40 cubic centimeters for the volume here on this pyramid. Hopefully none of them on the homework are like that, or they didn't label the right part. If they are, I'm going to erase something. You don't have to erase yours. If that really was the outer side labeled 13, you would have to find this length, that half diagonal right there, to be able to solve it. That would be a right triangle with the height, but that half diagonal is going to be it's going to be 5√2. Yes, Amber. Yeah. So it's still doable. It's just more work. Alyssa. Yeah. 100 times 12 is 120, right? Okay. Then 400 it is. Yeah, that makes more sense. 100 times 12 is 1,200. Okay. Questions on this one before we go on? All right. So then we're going to do a cone. Same formula as pyramid because we both have the same essential shape. They come to that point. So it's going to be 1/3. Oh, I didn't change it from an A to a B. 1/3 area of the base times the height. Change this capital A in there to a capital B. Because capital A just means area in general. Capital B denotes we're talking about the base. Oh, in here too. Up at the top. And then they've just expanded the formula pi r squared because that's how you find the area of the base. All right, volume with area of the base. 1/3 area of the base times the height. Because we're coming to a point. So 1/3 pi r squared. 1/3 times pi times 4 squared times 8. Okay, somebody's going to multiply that for me because obviously I can't multiply this early in the morning. 16 times 8 times 1/3. What'd you get? 42.6. Say it again. 42 point. Okay, 42.6 repeating. If you prefer that in fraction form, it would be 42 2/3. But you can still leave it in terms of pi. You don't have to multiply pi there. You can, because it doesn't specify. But you don't have to. Okay, so that's it. Our volume is easy. Volume of a prism, area of the base times the height. Volume of a pointy thing, 1/3 area of the base times the height. Okay, hardest part's finding the area of the base. And we've been doing that for about a month. Okay, questions or concerns? Okay, so we are ready to do a couple more pages on our assignment. Let's see. I want this tab. A volume. So we can do page 7, 8, 9, and 10. But that's only 16 problems. There's only 4 on each page. So just the directions aren't as tricky as they were before. It's just volume. We do have one right here where you're going to have to find the area of a hexagon, but most of the information is there for you. It's just 1/2 times apothem times perimeter. They gave you the apothem, it was 5.5, and they gave you the side length of 7, so we can figure out the perimeter. 7 times 6, perimeter is 42. So most of your info, all of your info is there. You just have to work it a little bit. I think that's the only tricky shape. Come across another one, let me know. If you come across any that you're having trouble with, I will gladly do it for everybody, because you're probably not the only one having an issue. All right, Ryan at home, stay on with me, and if you're having trouble, please ask for help. That, yeah, triangle is going to be your base.
So, would you have to like find the height of it?
Yeah, you're going to use Pythagorean theorem.
Is the 2 going to the short side? So,
Yes, I think so. Because if it was going to the long side, it would be in the middle of the long side. Yep. So that's going to be a prism, where you find the area of the triangle and the base.
We just say formula is this.
Yes.
2 on the dotted line?
Yeah.
So it'd be 2 times 5.
Uh-huh. All right, I've already had 3 people ask me about this triangle one, just for clarification. So this one here, that 2 is supposed to be on the dotted line. Oh, hold on, I muted.
So number 2, this 2 is right there. That's the 2. So then if you draw your base out, we have the 2, and then we have 5 here. So that's our base and our height for the triangle. So it'll just be 1/2 times 2 times 5 to find the area of the triangle.
Is number 3 a prism?
Uh-huh.
Number 4 is 2.
Yep. So you've got a base and you've got a hypotenuse. There you go. Okay, so you're not gonna use the 3. You'll use the 6 and the 10 here. I'm gonna assume that's the right triangle, so otherwise. Yep. Uh-huh.
I'm confused. So this one, the 10 is this center,
Uh-huh.
so it'll be the height.
Nope, it's gonna be the hypotenuse. So this side's 10 too, and then you just need to figure out that side.
The a squared plus b squared.
Yep.
So I'll take 10 plus 10.
No, you'll do 6 squared plus x squared equals 10 squared. So divide both sides, divide by pi. And then. Yes. Let's take a look at this number 3. Is that the same one you're on? Okay. Well, let me unmute.
Number 3 is giving us some trouble here. The base is our triangle. And I'm going to assume it's a right triangle. I'm sorry, I took Jordan's seat and then she took yours. You can sit Maddie's seat. I'm going to assume it's a right triangle because otherwise you can't solve it. The 6 is the bottom. The 10 is our hypotenuse. And the 3 is not part of the triangle. The 3 is the height of the box. So you need to figure out that other vertical side. So we're going to do Pythagorean theorem. 6 squared plus x squared equals 10 squared. Six, 8, 10. It's going to end up being 64 So that side is going to be 8. So then the area of our triangle is going to be 6 times 8 times a half. It's going to be 24. So take area of the triangle times the height to get your volume on that one. All right, I'll go back.